all of us, something to offer. So let's make that something from today until Monday. But let me start with what I call you. Ghana is in crisis. Ghanaians are suffering. The hardship is real. And we are looking for a way out. We are looking for a leader, a party that will give us the best policies that will change our country. We have seen promises, and we are tired of the promises. What we need now is decisive leadership and policies that will change our country. I bring on board, as the leader of the party APC, the flag bearer for the 2024 general election, 7 key pillars that is going to transform our country and make it one of the best in the world. And that's a matter of fact. Pillar number 1 is nationalization. Pillar number 2 is modernization. Pillar number 3, digitalization. Pillar number 4, domestication. Number 5, commercialization. Number 6, industrialization. And number 7, globalization. These 7 pillars are in order to what I want to explain to you as a country. I have brought in 47 policies, not promises, 47 of the policies that will change Ghana and make it self-reliant, self-resilient, and economically free. I believe in one, that as citizens, the first policy is change of mindset. And until we change our mindset as citizens and believe to embrace the culture of transparency, the culture of honesty, the culture of truth, good leadership, patriotism, and sincerity. And that we must work together as a nation and change that mindset that we have of being dependent, a mindset that we ignore each other and call it politics, a mindset that we avoid each other and call it democracy. That our leaders must show different kind of leadership, that we need a president that will have to be transparent with its citizens, sincere with its citizens, trustworthy, and periodically will have time to explain to the Ghanaian citizens where they are as a country and work. And once we change that mindset, we are able to work together as a country, as a nation, and build the country of every citizen being proud of Ghana and having a responsibility to build Ghana. Until this mindset change happens, nothing will work for Ghana, no matter your policy. Policy number 2. After the change of mindset, the Ghanaians now believe there's a leader who wants to lead them. We now look at ownership. Ghanaians want to own their country. They want to own their country, their nation. Ghana is losing everything. That foreigners have taken over our wealth, our country. Our oil industry is in the hands of foreigners. Mining in the hands of foreigners. Bauxite in the hands of foreigners. Diamond in the hands of foreigners. Cocoa in the hands of manganese in the hands of foreigners. Oil, lithium, everything is managed by foreigners. So where is the ownership? As a president, you need to make the citizens own their country. And that is number 2 policy, Ghana and Ghanaians first. That I believe that we must empower our local citizens. Local content must be given to Ghanaian citizens and not to foreigners. And that Ghanaians pay taxes and foreigners are giving tax holidays. Ghanaian companies are going down and foreign companies are growing. That retailing is now being taken over by foreigners. And our citizens have no future, have nowhere to go. So we don't owe Ghana anymore. We have no authority and ownership of our country. And our leader, Hassan Ayariga, want to give back Ghana to Ghanaians. And then you become the ownership of your country. So that in the mining sector, it's Ghanaian. In the oil sector, it's Ghanaian. Every industry in Ghana is owned by Ghana. Go around this country. Most of the businesses are now, big time businesses are owned by foreigners. And we have become the slaves. The neocolonialism Nkrumah is talking about. So that is number two. Number three, you cannot have citizens who don't know. So I intend to implement a national data system. That is policy number three, national data system, which is called national database. That's as a citizen, as a country, we don't know each other. The president doesn't know us. He cannot tell the number of citizens who live in Ghana, how they live, what they do, and how they work. So I am going to roll out a national data system that is totally different from a national card. A national data system includes taking your biometrics. First of all, taking your phone number, it's unique, taking your biometrics, your facial recognition, and all that. Continue to take your properties, your houses, your cars, your land property, and everything. Then come to take your family, the number of children you have, your wife, detail. Then come to take your blood sample. What kind of blood group you are, what kind of blood you have. Then come to take now your income, where you work, how much you earn, and all that. This gives us a unique system of every Ghanaian, and that is the data. And that data infrastructure system will now give information, the data framework will now give information to other institutions like National Health Insurance, Ghana Customs and Division, Ghana Ports, Immigration, the police, and every other institution will be getting its data. DVLA, Electoral Commission. So when you turn 18, you don't need to walk to DVLA and Electoral Commission to wait until they are doing their limited registration exercise before you get your voter's card. No, you get a letter from the office that you are 18. Go and pick your voter's ID card. This is a system that is built on institution, and it moves on. After that, what is the next? When you have a data, what do? You begin to plan. As a country, pillar number 4 of the APC is National Development Plan. We don't plan. We've been talking about National Development Plan for 30 years, 40 years. Who is alive in the next 30 years to develop a plan? We need a plan now that we can execute now. Because we have a data now. And with that data, we can execute our plan now. So with the national data system, we now begin to plan. What do we do as a country? We want to build a railway system from Accra to Boko, to have students who are properly educated in various sectors. So we need IT students, we need doctors, we need engineers. We know the number of engineers we need at the moment. We know the number of policemen. So when we are planning with the data, you want to become a police officer at level 300. You are getting a quota to become a police officer. At level 400, you get your quota to become a military officer. No more search for job and all that. Now, policy number 5, economic lockdown. What is economic lockdown? Many of us do not know that we should have learned something from pandemic, the economic pandemic, the COVID-19. When we locked down our country under COVID, 3 weeks we could not sustain our country. And after 3 weeks, we had to lift the lockdown in order for Ghanaians to survive, because we did not have food security. What our country did not learn, or what our leaders did not learn, was that we had issues with food security, and that we could not sustain our country if the lockdown had continued. And for that matter, I am opening what is called economic lockdown to build this country not to become a dependent nation anymore, but to become a self-reliant, self-sufficient economy. So the purpose of the economic lockdown is to begin to produce, manufacture, and industrialize. So we are going to start with the production companies, manufacturing companies, and industries. So Ghana is now going to lock down to increase productivity manufacturing and industry. So fertilizer will now begin to do our own fertilizer. We now begin to farm our own fertilizer. We spend $1.2 billion every year importing rice. You know, we have farmland that we cannot farm rice. We spend over $830 million importing cooking oil. Meanwhile, we have shea butter that we can use for oil. We have palm oil that we can use for oil. We have granite that we can use for oil. We have coconut that we can use for oil. We have soybean that we can use for oil. So what it means that we are not focused. We don't have the vision. Those who lead us do not understand economic governance. There's a difference between governance and economic governance. We need to blend the two. And I am telling you that as president, I am going to lock you down for 1 year. No importation, no exportation. We have built our country devoid of being pettiness and being dependent on any other country to survive. Under the lockdown, I now go to the policy the NDC adopted. That when you lock down your economy, you don't sleep 16 hours and work 8 hours. You now work 24 hours round the clock. Because you want to achieve economic dependency and transformation. So you work 8 hours in the morning for production, 8 hours in the afternoon for manufacturing, 8 hours in the evening for industrialization, industry. So you have 3 shift system, 24-hour round the clock producing manufacturing industry. So this is the purpose of a 24-hour economy. That a 24-hour economy cannot exist without you having a production, manufacturing, and an industrial hub. Who are you going to run? When you run 24-hour economy, as a country, our labor force cannot sustain a 24-hour economy. So what we need is to import labor from other countries, various countries, Burkina Faso, Togo, to be able to run the 3-shift system. Because the 3-shift system means that you are dividing your workforce into 3 groupings. So you have a workforce of 900 workers, 300 in the morning, 300 in the afternoon, and 300 at night. To have a perfect productive level and increase productivity at all levels. And the city becomes vibrant day and night. And everybody will be busy. This is the purpose of a 24-hour economy. So those who cannot explain well should listen, and those who do not understand should listen. NDC is struggling to explain, and MPP is struggling to understand. Under the 24-hour economy, you need to look at another aspect. Because when you import labor force, you need to look at the welfare of the labor force. Currently, Ghana's labor at 2003, 651, has pledged daily minimum wage at 18 cedis 99 pesos. What it means is that at the end of the day, your salary will be between 600, 700, 800 Ghana. And this is what Ghanaians are getting now. Who in this world can sustain with 800 Ghana cedis a month in Ghana? Because the transport to and fro is over 800 cedis. So I am going to change the Labor Law Act to pay the minimum wage from 150 Ghana cedis to 300, the daily minimum wage. And now increase the monthly minimum wage to engage when you take your salary, when you take your salary, it doesn't last you. So what I intend to do is that I am going to change the salary structure. That instead of Ghanaians taking every month's salary, listen very well, instead of our citizens taking 30 days salary, I am now going to reduce it down to 2 weeks. The Ghanaians will now be taking every 2 weeks salary, which is called a bi-weekly salary. So from now, when I become your president next year, no more 1 month's salary. All of you will be taking two weeks salary. So which means that the daily minimum wage for 2 weeks salary is going to be what? 2,500 Ghana cedis. In order to continue to increase productivity, there's one thing that kills our country and our citizens. High cost of doing business, high cost of goods and services in the market. Every product in Ghana is the most expensive in the world. Every product. Your phone is the most expensive in the world. Your laptop is the most expensive in the world. Your watch is the most expensive in the world. Your keyboard is the most expensive in the world. You know why? Because even at the production level, the price we pay as Ghanaians is 3 times the cost of its original value from wherever it is being manufactured. And our people say that they were going to move, the current government and other government were going to move from taxation to production, and they never did. Now what is killing us is duty. Duty. Because of duty, prices of produce and products in the market is the most expensive in the world. Your car is becoming the most expensive in the world. I bought a car for $10,000. I cleared it for $40,000. You can imagine. All of you are having the same problem. So now our pots are empty because the cost of doing business and bringing in goods is too expensive. So I am going to run a duty-free economy. So that is the policy. Duty-free, no more duty of anything in Ghana as president. Because duty our government is killing us more than we want to live. Going forward, Ghanaians are complaining of jobs. The youth are complaining of jobs. The women are complaining of jobs. Under my policy of production, manufacturing, industrialization, I am going to establish nationwide job centers in every district. Every district of Ghana, there will be, so you will get the opportunity to through the district centers and the manufacturing companies, the industries, because we are working 24 hours at the clock, will also have the opportunity to key into the job centers their vacancies. So nobody search for job, no. Pay for job, no. Big man for job, no. Following a political leader for job, no. Choose your leaders wisely so that you do not have to go and vote for somebody because you think it's going to be your brother and sister and give you a job. No, the job is not supposed to be a matter of choice. It's supposed to be for everybody. Everybody must ask it. Not because you know a politician or you don't know a politician, or not because you're a lady and he's a man and give you a job. I will not run that kind of system or governance in this country. Moving forward, we're losing everything. Another policy that sooner or later, Ghanaians will lose their sovereignty to foreigners. As a matter of fact, foreigners are buying all the properties in Ghana. They are owning all the companies in Ghana. They are owning every building beautiful in Ghana and all our mining and mineral resources. I intend to enroll 3 different passports. I'm going to change the identity of Ghanaians and bring out 3 different passports. Passport number 1, father Ghanaian, mother Ghanaian, and definitely grandfather and grandmother Ghanaian. And when you hold this passport, you are entitled to become president, you are entitled to run for parliament, you are entitled to become a minister, you are entitled to hold any other position, being it political or even to become a chief. Right? The most important thing is that you are the only people who can buy land, properties, and any other thing in Ghana. If you do not have that passport, you cannot own property in Ghana. Why? Sooner or later, our country is going to be owned by foreigners. And as a matter of fact, because of a high level of poverty, we are going to lose this country to foreigners. As we speak now, all our prime lands and prime communities are owned by foreigners. And very soon, if they are smart, as I suggest, if they are very smart, as I predict, in the next 10 years, they will bring a candidate, because Ghana law says you're Ghanaian by either birth or naturalization, and you are 40 years and above, and you are sane. That is the requirement to become president. But because we have a problem as citizens, we vote for people with more money and more brains. Ghanaians vote for people with more money than more brains. And because we vote for people with more money than more brains, any foreigner who happens to have money and has naturalized as a citizen can easily become president. That is the only thing that is left for us as citizens. Every other thing is gone to the foreigners. I want to protect the sovereignty of this country for your son, for your grandchild, and for your great-grandchild. So all those who naturalize and hold the Ghanaian passport cannot run for president, cannot become a minister, cannot become a chief, is not entitled to buy property in his name or own property in his name. You can only own property in the name of the first-class citizen, who is father and mother Ghanaian. And then, whatever you do business with him. If it is time for you to go, go. Going forward, many Ghanaians do not have jobs. And as a matter of fact, we're having a big problem. And that problem is that a lot of Ghanaians cannot benefit from anything. And I am implementing what is called the unemployment benefit. So those who do not have jobs, because of our digitalization and knowing our data system, all those who do not have jobs will be taken care by government. That's the social intervention. And don't forget, once you are under the payroll of government has an unemployment benefit, you cannot own a car, you cannot own a house, you cannot have properties. We will take care of you as government, but until you sell those properties and consume it, you will not be entitled to my policy. Be careful. Don't think I'm joking. I'm not. Then going forward, after making sure that we have free duty, free port, no taxes, one important factor, I am going to implement what is called price control and guarantee system. No more free market. Because when you give them free port, free duty, flat rate for electricity, they are produced at a very low cost. And some businessmen and retailers who want to take advantage of that. So what I intend to do is to enroll what is called price control and guarantee system. That means that every commodity in the market, the prices of those commodities will be determined by government and the producers, or the retailers, or the manufacturers, so that you do not increase the price of goods anyhow, so that we are able to cushion the system. We go to mining. The famous mining problem that I'm saying, the famous, our destruction of our water bodies. As president, one thing is clear, that no institution, let me repeat, no institution will mine under my government. No large scale, small scale, medium scale, or large scale. No. Mining will only be the state who have the authority to mine. I am going to close down all mining facilities and institutions and mining companies and do auditing into it. All companies that have destroyed our water bodies, our farmland, our trees will pay a penalty and reclaim those lands. And now I am now going to build mining institutions, train Ghanaians, Galamsey workers, who are now Galamsey workers, and put them into the mining institution, train them well, and now enroll them into state mining companies. And the most important part of it is that Ghanaians will now have the power to buy shares in the mining, government mining authority and government mining company. So you are entitled to buy shares. So if you are a mining company and you want to, Ghanaian citizens and you want to own shares, you can buy shares in the state mining. So we are going to have state mining institutions and no more large scale, small scale Galamsey. So Galamsey will be taken out of the park. And state will not destroy these water bodies of farmland. Ghanaian city, our city is right. As president, I am going to ban all kind of forex accounts in Ghana. Nobody will have a forex account. That means you cannot have cedi, dollar, euro, pound, dollar accounts, no more, including now. Number two, I am going to ban transactions of buying properties in dollars. Nobody will buy property in dollars under my leadership. Nobody will quote and sell properties in dollars. Number three, nobody will pay to regulate them to only be at the airport. It is only at the airport that you can have a stand and buy dollar there and sell dollar to those who come in. But outside the jurisdiction of the airport, no more dollar transactions. To be a taboo. I don't care what the state wants to do. Debt stock. We have huge debt stock as citizens. And that currently, almost every Ghanaian is owing 100,000 Ghana cedis, being a citizen of Ghana. Being a citizen of shares and no more 10%. Because the 10% share that we owe and 90 goes to foreigners, then we go out to them and go and borrow. Meanwhile, they are repatriating 90% of our wealth out. Who does that? That you give 90% of your wealth out and then you run to them and go and borrow. And you tell me you don't have the technology when you have all these men and women and you cannot make good use of them. They keep borrowing. So when I reclaim back our country, our mineral resources and our wealth, I won't borrow. I think I have enough. We are not going to borrow under the leadership of Hassan Ayariga. Lastly, or two more points. Every young man listening to me is a potential military in my land when I become president. Every young man will go for 1 year military training to instill discipline in our society and make sure we are ready to protect our country at all times. Ladies, is an option. If you want to train you to be ready for all kind of calamities, all kind of pandemics, all kind of war, that our youth are ready to defend their nation, and our youth are ready to be disciplined and know how to behave in our country. Lastly, the most important 4 factors. I have 47, but I do not want to burden you because tomorrow we are voting. I have 4 issues. The 4 L. Clean the nation. Under my leadership, Ghana is going to be the cleanest city in the world. No more gutters, open gutters. I'm going to make sure. No more bad roads. There will be beans everywhere. Our students and children will be trained on sanitation laws, right from primary, nursery, basic, and the university. And we must begin to clean every part of our life. It's job. Job cleaning is also an opportunity. It's a law. Then, like the nation, Ghana is too dark. Every street of Ghana will have street lights under my leadership. In all the cities, in all the districts, in all the communities. Because I'm going to enroll 3 different kinds of power. Solar, in the northern part of Ghana, which is free. Windway in the coastal area, which is free. And hydro in areas where we have water. Why are we not harnessing the power of sunshine and windway free of charge? And we are increasing tariffs every day. Flag the nation. Every household must be proud of its nation, Ghana. Get a small flag, like outside that you see Ghana flag. Flag your country to show your level of patriotism and love for your country. That every day you come out of your house, you know you are responsible for the country called Ghana. And you should be proud of it. And on my honor, you should do everything right to defend and uphold the laws of Ghana and make it the nation you want it to be. Americans are doing it. They have flags all over their country. It reminds them of their responsibility to their nation and to their fellow Americans. You must have that in your mind. That it's a responsibility for you to protect the sovereignty of this country and not to sell Ghana out and call it PPP or whatever. Ghana cannot be sold out. No. Green the nation. Climate change, we're losing everything. We are cutting down our trees. And we just plant flowers. We are not beautifying our country. Look at the Pashira Napa. Just go there and look at the place. I don't know whether it looks like a cemetery or it looks like a desert. No, we could have decorated that place with beautiful flowers. Look at our middle of the roads in Ghana. No flowers, nothing. Look at motorway. Terrible. We do not modernization under my 7 point. We are not modernizing our economy. We're not. We see everything okay because we are used to it. We don't see fault with our country because we live in it every day. We assume it's normal. But when you keep doing wrong things for all the time, for a very long time, you see it as normal. You don't see that wrong anymore because you are used to it. You keep voting the same party, so you don't see that we should change. You don't know that we should change. So now all of you are going tomorrow, I'm going to vote NDs and MPP. Come on, guys. Are we serious? Haven't we learned lessons from NDs and MPP? Even if they are paymasters, must we continue to salute people who do not work? You come and look at the vote. Just look at the vote. This is Accra, the capital town, the capital city of Ghana. Are you proud? Are you proud to call this your country? All of you here, most of you have traveled to many other cities. Don't you see cities? So media, it is your responsibility to ask hard questions. Don't allow them to get away with it. So tomorrow, make that decision and let them know the pain in you. That you are not happy with the governance system. Demonstrate it by voting them out and not recycling. Change is a key to new life. And we need to change. If you keep wearing one shirt for a very long time, it will smell. Ghana is smelling, NDC is smelling, NPP is smelling. Change. You've been wearing them for too long, guys. The white has become brown. The other white has become black. Change, guys. Don't be afraid to make a change. And don't sit at home and say you will not go and vote because you are tired. A vote not cast is a wasted vote. A vote not cast is a wasted vote. Because when you refuse to go out and vote, the die-hard members of the NDC and MPP will go out and vote. And this election now becomes less than very well. If you don't go out and vote, the vote will be determined by the number of die-hard NDC members against the number of die-hard NDC members. It's going to be determined by the number of die-hard MPP members against the number of die-hard NDC members. They will make that decision for us. If you allow them to make that decision, they will elect a leader you don't want. And Ghana is not going up, it's going to sink. So tomorrow's election will be determined by you. Whether you want to make a change, all of you here, whether you want Ghana to be better by taking these two parties out and voting APC and Hassan Ayariga, or whether you want to continue and live in misery and crisis. I am only telling you the truth and opening your eye. But you must make that decisive decision. Don't forget, one thing the NDC and MPP would not like to see is you, the out to vote. You know why? Because you make decisive decisions based on policies and not based on voluntary terms. So for you, they are preparing you to be among those who will not go out to vote. So that for them, no matter how rich you are, no matter how learned you are, no matter how intelligent you are, no matter how powerful you are, your vote is one. So I waste my time on an intelligent, powerful, young man who is now going to be asking me questions? Let me ignore him and go to the street. Go to the Kayayu. Go to the labor on the street, the basic on the street, and say, simple. But then, the labor decides your future. The Kayayu will decide your future. The beggar on the street is going to decide your future. But you, the learned one, instead of deciding their future, you allow them to decide your future. So who's who? So ladies and gentlemen, there's going to be serious voter apathy this year, because many Ghanaians that I've gone around to talk to are saying they don't want to vote. And I pray that they come out. If not, we are going to record huge voter apathy in 2024. Many do not have money to travel to their communities to vote. Many do not have the resources to go back to their villages to vote. So there will be huge, even it has been demonstrated by the special votes. Go to the special voting and see. And then you will see that places where about 500 people who are supposed to vote, 200 came out. 300 didn't come out. Okay. Last week. Vote buy, vote selling. I want you to concentrate tomorrow on the issue of if you don't sell, don't buy. So in as much as the citizens are selling their votes, the politicians are buying. So let us not blame the politicians for buying the vote. If you don't sell, they won't buy. So stop selling your votes and don't stop buying. So tomorrow, as tonight, as you tell this story of Hassan Ayariga and the APC, I am asking Ghanaians to stop selling their votes and vote wisely. Vote with your conscience and not with your pocket and stomach. You eat it one day, but you wait for 4 years to eat again. Vote for a leader that will transform you 4 years and not the one that will starve you 4 years. Thank you very much for coming. And any question, I am here to answer. Thank you very much.
APC.
Power. APC.
Power.
So I have one question.
Let's stop the recycling and go for the data. I think we take 3 questions.
I left my pen there.
I'm going to take 3 questions.
Yes. Yes. Go ahead, please. Your name and where you